What are we talking about today exactly? Live streaming. What exactly is live streaming? Well, there are websites, much like twitch.tv or YouTube, or if you're desperate, Facebook, that allow people to stream themselves doing a variety of things. But before that, I want to talk to you students about internet safety. In researching the topics for my lectures, I spend hours and hours on the internet, and sometimes these places online can be dangerous. Luckily, I'm able to use NordVPN to help encrypt my data, hide my presence from prying eyes, and keep me safe. So thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring today's lecture, and you can check them out by clicking the link down below. So whether I'm online researching the most breedable Pokemon or doing some research on the concept of a MILF, I have to scour through thousands of search results online. And when I'm researching these topics in an effort to keep my students informed, I don't have time to be dealing with malicious websites, malware, online trackers, or intrusive ads. Luckily, NordVPN has introduced threat protection to help guard against all of these dangers. So whether it's using it to stay safe or perhaps using it to bypass geo restrictions on your favorite streaming platforms, you can get NordVPN now risk-free with a 30-day money-back guarantee by clicking the link down below. Stay safe, and thank you again to NordVPN for sponsoring today's lecture. So basically you have this streamer and they're doing something live, being live streamed to the viewer, watching that person do something. Doing what? Most often it's playing a game, cooking, they could be painting, or deep throating microphones. It's a lot of things. Why? With live streaming, the most important aspect of it is the interaction. The live interaction between the streamer and the viewer. It creates this community. In the corner of the stream right here, what do you see? A chat box where viewers are responding in real time to the stream. So I can say something like, hello, chat. What did you eat for breakfast today? Chat will respond, classic stuff. So the primary form of interaction is through the chat. But there are other forms of interaction on a live stream. Here on Twitch, for example, you can run a poll. Right here, you are seeing a poll that I have enabled. Here you can see I've asked the question, does Lando have a fat dumpy? They can answer yes or no. Right, and there we have it. The poll is complete. 88% saying yes. 88, okay. I was expecting over 90%. 13% said no. You kidding? You fucking kidding me? Who said no? I would argue that the viewer is actually a direct part of the stream. Let's go a little deeper than that. When I say inside jokes, on Twitch specifically, live stream, nothing is a better example than emotes. Emotes have a history. They represent inside jokes between the streamer and the viewers, or between viewers and other viewers. An emote can reference a special moment in that stream's history, for example, a particularly exciting moment, a milestone, a way to commemorate these little, again, inside jokes. PogChamp. The most famous example of an emote here on Twitch is probably the emote known as PogChamp. The image of PogChamp is an image, a screenshot of a person known as Gutex. Gutex and another person named Mike Ross lightheartedly reacted to a cameraman in front of them while they were streaming, tripping over something. In response to this, Gutex made this face. The word PogChamp, where does it come from? Well, Gutex has won a game called Pog. It was a game that they played where you tried to flip over these little discs. These little discs were called Pogs, and when he won this game, he was the champion, hence PogChamp. So that's where the name itself comes from. This image was used to express, the feeling itself is actually kind of nuanced. It's not just like excitement or happiness. It's not just like hype. It's like a surprised excitement. Very positive, but there's an aspect of like unexpectedness. You know, it's like, oh, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. You know, it's not just like, whoa, you know, it goes beyond that. It's like, whoa, whoa, PogChamp. It could be shortened very commonly to just Pog, Poggers. I'm actually quite fond of Poggies. In 2021, the PogChamp emote was removed from Twitch. Why did this happen? Well, Gutex made a tweet that Twitch has stated to be encouraging violence in regards to the January 6th storming of the United States Capitol. You know, whoopsie, this image of PogChamp is no longer on the platform and has been replaced by the current iteration of PogChamp, which is a lizard making the same face. And my students can demonstrate that emote right now. No one wants to say it, but the new PogChamp is just not the same. Why, Gutex? Now we're stuck with this lizard. You think I could replace it? Let me get there. No, it's not. There's a glint of happiness. No, see, it's not quite right. It's irreplaceable. Irreplaceable, I think. We're going to talk about the meta. What is a meta? So in gaming, when it comes to video games and gaming, the meta is a word used to describe a technique or a strategy used to achieve victory in the most efficient or optimal, the best way. Basically saying the best way to do something. In a game, that might mean that most players, maybe they play a certain character. A certain character is considered by the majority to be like the best or the strongest. And so in this meta, you could say that this character is meta because it is the most optimal way to achieve victory. On Twitch, the term has been used to describe, again, the dominating strategy, but in terms of streaming, the dominating, most efficient, most optimal way to gain or engage viewers. ASMR. So what is ASMR? You know, ASMR, I actually don't know what it stands for, but what I can do is give you an example. We could take the microphone, and ASMR could be something like this. Hello, students, and welcome to Professor Lando's ASMR experience. Today I will be calculating the circumference of your bussy using my TI 83 plus calculator. Calculate that equation, you bitch. Oh, fuck. So that's just an example of what ASMR could be like. How can we talk about live streaming without talking about money? How do streamers make money? Subscriptions and donations, or subs and dono. Viewers can choose to subscribe to a streamer, not any particular streamer. It could be any streamer. It's not necessarily any one streamer. But they can choose to subscribe to the streamer on a monthly basis. Why? The question is, why would they do that? Well, simply put, the viewers find value in the stream, the entertainment, and importantly, very importantly so, the community. Right, they can donate to have their message read aloud. They can highlight their message. Richard, thank you so much for the 500 bits. They said, my bussy is hot for teach. Thank you for the 500 bits. So although the first and foremost reason is to simply support the creator, you know, they have their messages read, they can have their name, you know, like, oh, let me write your name. Thank you, Pariston Kurta, for the tier 1 gifted sub. Parasocial relationship refers to a kind of psychological relationship experienced by an audience. Basically, what this means is that a viewer can develop a very unhealthy relationship with the streamer. The most extreme case is that some viewers actually think they are in a romantic relationship with these streamers. That can lead to stalking. You know, not like, oh, haha, I think you're cute, but they actually think they actually think that they're in a relationship. Basically what I'm saying, listen chat, like these big streamers, Ludwig, XQC, Pokemon Ninja, they aren't really your friends. And they don't actually care about you. Not like I do. Not like the way I care about you. I love you. And that's the truth. And on an unrelated note, did you know that you can subscribe to your favorite streamer for free using a Prime Gaming sub if you have an Amazon Prime account? Yes, that's true. You can subscribe for free every single month to support your favorite streamer. Just an FYI. Tyrannosaurus, thank you for the Prime sub. 5-month streak. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that.